Hey everybody, welcome to CubeFit Release and Recover. My name is Emily. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Welcome. Today we are going to focus on a lower body release. I want to do the feet. I realize we haven't done the feet in a while, and it's probably one of my favorites. I was also skiing this weekend and went through this little terrain park thinking that I was Shaun White or something, I don't know, and ended up going off this pretty big jump and didn't land it, fell and kind of, I don't know, kind of strained my calf a little bit. So that's what we're going to focus on. I've been trying to release and ice it the past couple days. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Like I said, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Go ahead and leave in the chat box what your favorite part of the weekend was. Mine definitely was skiing. I don't think it was necessarily falling on that jump because I did aggravate my leg, but it was definitely just skiing and being outdoors. So go ahead and leave in the chat box your favorite part. Like I said, we're going to focus on lower body. We're going to start with those feet. So go ahead. You can either stay seated or you can stand. Difference being is that it's going to be the amount of pressure. So if you feel like your feet are super tender and you really need this, you're going to want to go ahead and stand up out of your chair. And if you feel like you need less pressure, you can go ahead and stay seated. So what we're going to do is you're just going to place that lacrosse ball right underneath the arch of that foot. And we're just going to roll all the way to those toes. So just to the bottom of those toes here, go ahead and just do up and down, side to side, some circles, really whatever feels good to you. Now, I do want to point out that if you find any tender spots, so a tender spot meaning some spots that are just a little bit more painful than the rest of the area, we want to go ahead and hold that pressure, really breathe through it until the pain has dissipated, and then you can continue to roll after that. I know I've mentioned before in CubeFit Release and probably just some other classes of mine, big fan of fun socks. And so as you can see, these ones here, they were tie-dyed before I bought them. I get a lot of questions if I tie-dyed them myself, and I didn't, but they're PlayStation. If you can see that, the little PlayStation symbol, it brings me back to my childhood. I used to love playing PlayStation 2. I grew up with two brothers for the longest time, and then eventually got a younger sister. But growing up with two brothers, they love to play video games. And so played a lot of PlayStation. So kind of curious if you guys have an old gaming system that you guys used to play as kids. Go ahead and leave that in the chat box. I know GameCube was a big one. Nintendo, of course, all of that good stuff. So kind of brings me back to my days. Kind of curious what you guys have played and what was your favorites. Let's go ahead and switch feet here. One of my favorite ones was Crash Bandicoot. I don't know why, but like the ice world where you would like jump on the penguins and you could do the little slide tackling move on the ice. That's just one of my favorites. What else? Let's see, Mario Party, Mario World, all that stuff. I have vivid memories of being at my grandma's house on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it was just a big fight with all of the cousins and siblings of who was playing. We only had a certain amount of controllers for the GameCube. And for the Nintendo. So, but lots of good memories with that. So just kind of curious what you guys have played with and what kind of your favorite are. It's kind of cool to see how the world has evolved with that, all the electronics. We have Xbox now, we have PlayStation, we have, I have a Nintendo Switch, which is really fun because you can play that on the TV. You can also take it to go. So yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen your kids or maybe nephews, nieces play some of those game systems. Really interesting how all the graphics too have changed. You can compare, you can look at, a Nintendo 360 and compare that to a PlayStation or an Xbox now, and it's crazy how realistic things are getting, especially with some VR stuff as well. Always so interesting to see that stuff. I'm sure some of you have seen or experienced the VR stuff. I know I have, and it's so realistic. It's crazy. Let's go ahead and sit down. We're going to focus on the calves here. And so what I want to do is you're just going to go ahead and bend one leg, whatever leg you want to focus on first. And so what you'll do here is you're going to find your shin bone, and then we're going to go in the fleshy area of the shin bone. So you can either start just below that knee or down by the ankle. Either way, we're going to move through that whole entire surface area. So what you're going to do is you're going to place that lacrosse ball on the media, or on the meaty area, and you're just going to hold that pressure with your feet. All right, so just hold that pressure with your hands here. And then if you find tender spots, you can move those feet. So just move that foot kind of up and down like a gas pedal, or you can go side to side to help relieve that tender spot that you might be finding here. All right, looking in the chat box, yes, Nintendo. Cassidy, you love Tetris. That's so funny. I don't know how I did it, but I have not downloaded a game on my phone in years. And for whatever reason, I downloaded Tetris like a few weeks ago. I think I was traveling, and I was just like super bored in the car, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm kind of over reading a book and listening to a book and listening to music. And so, yeah, I downloaded Tetris, immediately deleted it 2 days later because it was so addicting. But that's always a good one for the brain.
Though.
What's that?
It's so addicting, but it's so fun though.
It's too addicting. I had to get it off my phone.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
It was like, oh, you haven't played in 24 hours. Come back. And I was like, no. Someone said tennis. That reminds me of a Wii Sports. That's another thing that used to play back in the day and used to get super intense. I am not a good tennis player, but I could kill it in some Wii Sports tennis. And so that was another one that used to play a lot with my siblings. I don't even know where our Wii went. My mom probably gave it away to somebody. But that was a fun interactive game to play. Remember, we want to get the whole surface area, so make sure you're getting that entire area from the bottom of that knee all the way down to that ankle here. Let's see, what other games did I really like to play? Oh, Spyro. I don't know, the purple dragon guy, that was one of my favorites as well. I can't think of the other one. He's kind of like I don't even know what you would call him. It'll come to me. I've been playing it on my Switch, and now I can't think of it. All right, let's go ahead and switch calves here. So same thing, just gonna bend that leg right here. Go ahead and find that shin bone. And then we're gonna go on that fleshy area just on the side. Remember, you wanna start either just below that knee or all the way down to that ankle. Nice and easy. Remember, when you find those tender spots, to hold that pressure, really breathe through it. Bringing up Tetris kind of reminds me of Solitary. I don't know why, but that just reminds me of playing on like the old school computers, Solitary. I used to love to play that. I don't know why, but it was very addicting as well. I play a card game now called Kings in the Corner. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it or played it before, but it's kind of like that. The whole idea is to break it down just like Solitary. It's a pretty fun game. It can either go really quick or it can go really long. It's always a fun one. All right, let's go ahead. I want to get the glutes real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sit on that lacrosse ball. And so what you can do, you can either just keep your feet bent here, both feet are on the ground, or you can take whatever side you're working and you can place that leg on top of that knee, and that'll add some extra added pressure. So that's only if you need it. So tune into your body and figure out if it does need that pressure. And if it does, go ahead and bend that knee. And like I said, from there, you're just gonna roll up and down, side to side, really whatever feels good to you here. Nice and easy. You can also lay down on your back here if you'd like. It might be a little bit easier to control that ball. Really kind of a preference thing here, just depending on what works for you and your body. While we're here at the glutes too, you can kind of move up a little bit higher from the glutes and get that high hip region as well while you're there. I know I'm going over a little bit on time on class, so if you can stick around, please do. If you can't, I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow in class. Sorry if you're hearing a little bit of background noise. They're doing some work. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, just placing the lacrosse ball on that glute and then moving your hips up and down, side to side. Remembering if you need that extra added pressure, just go ahead and cross that leg on top of your knee here. Remember, when you find those tender spots, you really hold that pressure, breathe through it. Almost done here with class. You guys are doing great. Thanks again for joining. Love having you guys on. As always, if you guys ever want to see anything, you want to learn something, you want to do something specifically in class, feel free to reach out to me either before or during. You can leave it in the chat box or reach out to me directly. Love to hear any suggestions or anything that you guys want to learn. It helps me play in class a little bit easier and just makes things fun. You guys get to learn something and get to see what you guys would like. We're gonna go another 30 seconds here, so make sure you get that entire glute. You might have to go back later in the day to get these areas again. I know I definitely will be, just because I'm kind of nursing this little calf injury that I have. So I'll definitely be going back a little bit later today, just taking 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes out of my day to, you know, get up out of my chair and do some of these release techniques that I know my body needs. All right, let's go ahead and come on up. Nice job today, everybody. My name's Emily. I'm the fitness program manager over at our Fort Collins, Colorado site. Thanks for joining in class. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the chat box. If not, we'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a great Monday.